Princess Cruises offers a huge variety of itineraries, but which is best for a first-time cruiser? Let's check out my favorites for 2024. First up is a 7-day Western Caribbean cruise from Galveston. We'll say that 7 days is kind of my favorite amount of time for people as first-time cruisers, because anything longer than 7 days, if cruising turns out to not be for you or Princess Cruise Lines is not for you, longer than 7 days being stuck on a ship and not having a good time isn't the best experience. Anything shorter than 7 days though, I feel like you really don't get into the cruise life and understand what cruising is all about when you have less than 7 days. So 7 days is my ideal time for first-time cruisers. So the Western Caribbean cruise is an amazing itinerary for first-time cruisers. Flying to Galveston, if you're in the States or Canadian, is an easy port to get to. I will say that you fly into Houston usually and then have to get to Galveston, which is about an hour away. So that can sometimes be a little tricky, but I do like this itinerary a lot. It hits up 3 ports of Cozumel, Costa Maya, which is more of like a private island cruise port area, and Roatan. Nice simple itinerary, round trip from Galveston. It is on the Regal Princess and is reasonably priced. Current pricing is as low as $600 Canadian or $450 American, with not including all your port fees and taxes and all that, that's extra, but base fare $450 US. Feel like that's a great deal for a 7-day cruise. Another great warm weather cruise is the Mexican Riviera. This goes round trip from LA, and I actually did this on a different cruise line, and I had a good time, but I feel like I would have had a better experience if I was smart and booked it on Princess. I tried to change it. The Princess one was a day later. Couldn't do it with my flights. Anyway, on the Discovery Princess, this cruise is $500 American currently, about $670 Canadian as of filming, and it hits up the same ports that I hit up, which were Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlan, and Puerto Vallarta. Great cruise for a first-time cruiser. You get enough sea days to enjoy your cruise and see around the ship, but then you also hit up some ports. But you also don't feel pressured to get off the ship if you're like, you know what, I really don't want to go to this port, there's nothing really for me to do. You can enjoy some ship time where it's a little bit quieter. Next up is one of my favorite destinations. If you've been following my channel for a bit, Alaska. Oh, there we go. Alaska is probably my absolute favorite cruise I have ever done. We did 11 nights on Princess. I'm not recommending 11 nights for your first cruise, but a 7-day inside passage from Vancouver is a great cruise for a first timer. You'll hit up ports like Ketchikan, Juneau, and Skagway. Skagway, do the White Pass Trail. Highly recommend it. Same as Mexico, you're looking about $500 American, $670 Canadian on the Ruby. The Ruby is the sister ship of the Crown, so if you haven't seen my Crown videos, go check those out. But I love this class of ship. I love this itinerary. I am hoping to do a very similar one in 2026. We're doing a group cruise, which I'll be doing a video on later. So make sure to subscribe, check out the community tab because I'll be posting details there. And I just am so in love with this itinerary, and I think it's a great one for first-time cruisers. Now, before we head over to across the pond to do some more cruising, I just want to say that all these cruises are in the description box below if you're interested in booking them, or if you would like some advice from our certified cruise counselor at no extra cost, you can book through me, and that link is in the description as well. If you are interested in doing Alaska in 2026, I will have a link in the description to join our mailing list. Cruises are not out yet for 2026 Alaska, so I'm hoping that we can book a slot as soon as they do come out to get the best rates. So all that's in the description, so go check it out. For my loyal UK supporters, I have not forgotten about you. Here is a 7-day Norwegian Fjords cruise. We're doing a longer version of this on a different cruise line. Mistakes were made, but this is on the Sky Princess and running about $1,000 Canadian, $750 US. This leaves in Southampton, so if you're in the UK and you can drive to Southampton, easy cruise to get to, and it's round trip. If you are flying into London, there are shuttles that can take you all the way to Southampton for a reasonable price. We are cruising not from Southampton, and I regret that. Anyway, I don't know how to pronounce any of these, but if you're looking for an Alaskan experience and you don't want to fly all the way to Vancouver because that's a long way from the UK, go check out this cruise because it's going to be magical. I am so looking forward to these fjords. It's going to be Alaska 2.0, in my opinion. I could be biased because I love Alaska so much. If you're looking for a warmer destination than the Norwegian fjords, but you still want to go round trip from Southampton, there's a 12-day Canary Islands cruise. It goes to like Spain and Portugal, the Canary Islands, and seems like a really great trip. It is also on the Sky Princess and is running about $1,400 US, $1,800 Canadian. So it's on the higher end, but for a 12-day cruise going to the Canary Islands, I think it's definitely worth checking out. And heading back over to the other side of the world, one of my bucket list cruises. So this is not a full transit, but a partial transit through the Panama Canal, running about $1,000 Canadian, $750 American. And it goes partially into the Panama Canal and then turns around and goes back to Fort Lauderdale. Round trip Fort Lauderdale. If you are interested, there are cruises that go from Fort Lauderdale to LA and vice versa. But for a first-time cruiser, having just a 12-day instead of a 16-day is probably your better bet. It hits up places like Colombia, Costa Rica, Aruba, Bonaire, Grand Cayman, ton of warm destinations, and plus you get like a little taste of the Panama Canal, and then you can see maybe in the future you want to go further. Fort Lauderdale is probably my favorite cruise port. Where the airport is right by the cruise port. You can stay in a cruise port hotel or an airport hotel, have easy transportation to the port. It's all kind of right there. It's probably my favorite cruise port just for the convenience sake. Vancouver is another great port for that, but just not having to try to get from one airport area to a cruise port. It's all kind of just local. So if you are a first-time cruiser, let me know in the comments below which of these are you most likely to check out. And if you've cruised before, which ones do you agree with or disagree with as a first-time cruiser itinerary? Go check out this video here. I think you'll find it helpful as well.